Welcome students for the second PowerPoint presentation of the third unit Administrative Machinery in India. And today's topic is meaning and features of civil services. So civil services are very important. Again further it can be divided into the different central services and state services. So let's see today what are the features, meaning and features of the civil services. So civil service, this term was firstly used by the East India Company when the British came to India and they wanted a manpower for the administrative purpose. And that time East India Company has used first time this civil service word to select the personnel for the higher post, and the British rulers decided to hold the competitive examinations. That means the civil services. Through the competitive exams, they have chosen the different offices for their administrative work. These civil services refers to the permanent executives, which includes chief executive, head of the state, and cabinet headed by the prime minister. In the state, chief executive, whereas the central or the cabinet is headed by the prime minister. Even it also includes administrative officers ranks and file at a different level. So this is about the civil services. Now there are two kinds of executives. One is political executive and second one is a permanent executive. So there is a difference in between political executive and permanent executive. So let's see what is the difference in between political executive and permanent executive. Political executive is nothing but the what the candidates we are choosing by the elections. And permanent executives, these are selected body. Political executive is the elected body, whereas the permanent executive is the selected body. आसान भाषा में समझा ना, पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव यानी जो हम हमारे नेता चुनते हैं वो पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव है, और परमानेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव यानी जो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम से सिलेक्ट किए जाते हैं वो परमानेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव है. ओके. पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव compromises of president of India to the member of ग्राम पंचायत. यानी पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंट, देश का पहला नागरिक, वहाँ से ग्राम पंचायत के मेंबर तक ये लोग चुने जाते इलेक्शन के बेसिस पर. दीज आर द पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव, whereas the selected body includes cabinet secretary at the top and peon at the bottom from the ग्राम पंचायत itself. selected body में कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी जो टॉप पे होता है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में, और प्यून जो होता है बॉटम लेवल पे. द सिविल सर्विस इज सबऑर्डिनेट टू द पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड वर्क अंडर इट्स कंट्रोल. लेकिन जो सिविल सर्विसेज रहते हैं, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसर्स रहते हैं, उनको जो नेता होते हैं या चुने जाए गए हुए सांसद होते हैं, उनके ऑर्डर सुनने पड़ते हैं. ईच मिनिस्टर is in charge of the department. There are different department students you might have seen in the government, like education department, railway department, health and hygiene department, women and child welfare department. So these all the department has a one minister, and that minister is going to give order to his administrative officers or the civil servants. Each minister is in charge of department, and there is a large staff of civil servants to assist him to run the department. Without the civil servants, government cannot carry on the affairs. या अलग अलग से डिपार्टमेंट में अनेक से सिविल सर्वेंट्स रहते हैं. इन सिविल सर्वेंट्स के बगैर गवर्नमेंट कुछ भी काम पूरा नहीं हो सकता. सिविल सर्वेंट्स का होना बहुत ही ज़रूरी है. नाउ लेट्स सी द फीचर्स ऑफ सिविल सर्विसेज. Yes, students, a important question for the 5 mark question. Write the features or explain the features of the civil services, and the minimum 5 points are needed for the 5 marks. Let's see one by one. What are the features of the civil services? First one, hierarchy. Hierarchy, it is nothing but the higher and lower order. जैसे एक ऑफिस में एक बॉस होता है और उसके तले उसके जूनियर्स रहते हैं. As like same, as per the scalar system, each civil servant has to obey his immediate supervisor or superior. Higher officer will order to his subordinate, which helps to stabilize the administration. Yes, ओहदे पे जो बड़ा ऑफिसर है वो अपने छोटे ऑफिसर या फिर उसके नीचे काम करने वाले लोगों को ऑर्डर देता है और वो ऑर्डर मानना उनके लिए मैंडेटरी होता है. सो दिस इज अ हायरार्ची. A higher officer will give the order to the lower officer or subordinate, यानी जूनियर को वो ऑर्डर्स मानने ही पड़ते हैं. So this is a hierarchy. Second point, political neutrality. Civil servant refrain always from the political activities. They perform their duties without being aligned to any kind of political regime. जैसे हमने डिफरेंस देखा है, अ पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड परमानेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव. परमानेंट एग्जीक्यूटिव यानी ये सारे सिविल सर्वेंट्स जो ऑफिसर्स रहते हैं वो परमानेंट रहते हैं, लेकिन पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव जो रहते हैं, जो हमने नेता चुने हुए होते हैं, वो 5 साल के लिए आते हैं. यस, उनके ऑर्डर फॉलो करना ये तो ज़रूरी है, लेकिन किसी भी हालत में जो ये सिविल सर्वेंट्स होते हैं वो किसी प्रकार का भी भेदभाव किए, किसी की भी तरफदारी किए बिना अपनी ड्यूटी करना, उसको ही पॉलिटिकल न्यूट्रलिटी कहते हैं. Without doing any kind of discrimination or doing any kind of favorism, this all the civil servants do their duties without any kind of partiality. That is a political neutrality. Third point, anonymity. Civil servants work behind the screen and remain anonymous even through the work for the government. जैसे कहते हैं कि पर्दे के पीछे रहकर काम करना. Yeah, these civil servants do the same thing. They will work very hard, but the success and failure will not go to the civil servant. Success and failure goes to the minister who is the in charge of that department. Recognition for the good work and disrepute for the any omission goes to only to the minister, not to the civil servants. यहाँ पे उस डिपार्टमेंट का जो नेता होता है, मिनिस्टर रहता है, वही जिम्मेदार होता है, ना ही सिविल सर्वेंट्स. बट द होल वर्क इज डन behind the screen by the civil servants itself. Impartiality. Fourth point, the civil servants have to apply the law of the state while performing duties without any favors, bias or preference to any group, without any kind of partiality. Impartially, here civil servants has to work. This is another feature of the civil service. Fifth point, which is very important, that is service motto. They have to work for the society. They must be humble and service minded towards the public and do not authoritative. Yes, यहाँ पे इनका मोटो ही है सर्विस, यानी लोगों की सेवा करना, ना ही उनके ऊपर शासन करना. Whenever we go in any one of our government offices, the person should be very humble and very service minded. But we see nowadays the officers are not humble. They behave with the people very rudely and cruelly. It should not happen. They are the public servant. They used to serve to the public. 6 point, permanent. Civil servants called as a permanent executive, they retire or their retirement age is 60, even on the central government, at even in the state level also. At the age of 60, they will get retire. But for their misbehavior, they can be removed from their post. But they are permanent. A final point, that is special training. Now these newly appointed all the civil servants or officer selected candidate gets the special training to acquire the special skills of the administration. Now where this training is provided? The training is provided for every officer at the different places. So Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration, which is located in Masurai and which provides the training for the IAS officer. All India services, that is IAS officers, get the training in the Masurai, and that academy name is Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy. Important question, students, keep in mind. Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy, Masurai, which gives training for the IAS officers. Second training center, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Police Academy, located in Hyderabad, which gives the training to the IPS officers. That is, so this is also very important. So these are the two training centers. Lal Bahadur Shastri, located in Masurai, gives training to IAS officers. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Police Academy, located in Hyderabad, gives training to the IPS officers. Thank you, students.